Yay! We did it! We're on the internet. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to a very special birthday episode of whatever it is I call this. It's been like 2 years, and I still don't have a name for it. We're on episode like 188 of the Drawcast. I suppose it's just the Drawcast. I'm Rookzer0. It is a free draw. It's Free Draw Friday. We have a Patreon game going on a little later today that's going to be on the Discord, and I wanted to get some tokens made for that, so I'm probably going to do that. So it's just going to be like a lot of portrait drawing today, but I am also going to start off with a quick word from our pseudo-sponsor. I think it's sponsor. I'm an affiliate for Describe. They make professional block text. And yeah, so I'm going to run the little ad copy for them real quick, and then we will get into the drawing art. There's a link in the Discord if you would like to go to the Aggie software and join us. We'll start off with a little advertisement, and then we'll have some fun. Big thank you to all of the great creators over at Describe for helping make this video possible. If you're looking to jump behind the DM screen but are worried about being at a loss for words, then check out Describe.com. Describe offers over 1,400 scenes of places, monsters, and spells, and collections with dozens of new scenes being added daily, just like the boxed texts from your favorite adventure books, but designed to be read aloud and in your own campaigns. Start the adventure of a lifetime with the help of Describe's finely crafted boxed text. Spelled DSCRYB. All of the Describe scenes are set in a world of epic fantasy like many of your favorite RPGs. Each scene shows their subjects, whether it be place, monster, or spell, and other observation, by describing the sensory experiences. Scenes also help set the narrative tone and provide a prompt for subsequent actions and role-playing. Visit describe.com/rook0. That's DSCRYB.com/rook0. Use the coupon code rook0 at checkout to get an additional 10% off of your monthly subscription. Nice, good to hear. Welcome back, everybody, by the way. Welcome back, Druid. We got Burning. We got Druid in the call? Yeah, we got Druid in the call. We got Burning in the call. Service is here, but Service is playing a game, so that's fine. No art today. Oh, you're done playing a game. Fair enough. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we got a bunch of people in the chat today. Awesome. Block Prime, thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jonas. Oh, hello, Jonas. Sadler, Lincoln, Burning, Bear, Block Prime. Good sponsor. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Describe, they make some pretty cool stuff. I really like it. I've been looking at it for the last few weeks here, and it's basically just if you have something you want to describe, you know, they might have some block text for it. And if you have something you need described, you can submit it for their review. And, or not, like, you don't have to submit your whole thing. You just say, hey, you know, how would you describe a castle that's already burning? Sorry, Burning Palace. It just made me think of that. That'd be pretty funny. But then they have a whole team of writers that kind of look at that stuff and decide what to add. And they're adding new stuff every day, so it's pretty great. Usually every day. Let's draw some stuff. And Bri, thank you. Thank you for the donation. What are we drawing today? We're going to draw some portraits and some characters for the tokens. Started using Foundry VTT for the Patreon games. Today's going to be the first Patreon game where I use it. Hashtag not sponsored by them. And so I'm going to start off with a rugby like I normally do because it's Friday. We'll do a birthday rugby. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll draw some portraits. We'll do some fun stuff. But it is the free draw, so everyone is welcome to join. There's a link on the Discord in the general chat if you want to check that out. Draw with us today. You're very welcome to. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I really need to warm up. I've made Wizard Rugby again. I forgot it was my birthday. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I bought myself the earlier in the Discord. Ace was like, "Hey, Clip Studio Paint is on sale today," and I was like, "Happy birthday to me!" So I just went and bought it as my birthday present to myself. So I'll probably put that on my tablet here, and then when I move into my office, if I get a new computer, I can put Photoshop on that, and then that way I'll still be able to use my my Cintiq as a drawing tablet. Because I do only have the thing. Photoshop is weird. Photoshop is very strange. They're like, you can have two different computers with it on there at once, and it's like, what if I need more than that? They're like, buy it again. It's like, well, that's okay. That's how it used to work. Yeah, you have to get another subscription. It's really annoying. But whatever. Whatever, Photoshop. Freaking love your program. I can always just use Aggie all the time too, I guess. So, but now I got Clip Studio Paint, so that'll be fun. We'll figure out how that goes. Honestly, I don't take my tablet with me and draw many places. So, like when I was in college, it was great because I could just anytime I went to class, I still had my tablet. Before I bought this antique, I would carry around my laptop and my my bamboo, and I would just like take over a table anytime I went anywhere. It was pretty bananas. We're gonna start this rugby again. Might go spend some time in the woodshed today. That sounded weird. I have a fairly large shed that I put all of my woodworking tools in. But it's not big enough to really be like a shop. It's like half the size of a garage, so it's kind of like it's a woodshed. It's a woodshed where I could kind of build things. It's got a table in there, a table and a bench I built, so that's good enough. Nope. Was not a euphemism. Actually going to go work on some wood stuff. I think I'm going to build my cat a porch. Because Pixel's just been sitting out in the rain. And he just he tries to find a dry spot and sit. And I'm like, all right, I'll just build you something to sit on so you can stop looking pathetic. Cats don't need dog houses. They need perches. A cat perch. Let's see if I can go make a cat perch later. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun little project. We got the Patreon game, which is going to be real good. Unfortunately, it's episode 1 of Red Team, which I'm super excited about. But it's episode 9 in the series, so I still have to upload all the other episodes before anybody can hear it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm used to Photoshop, but I use it for photography editing software. Yeah. Photoshop is great for photography editing. Years and years ago, when I started doing, I went to. Man, what was my first degree in? It was from ITT Tech, and it was for visual communications and graphic design, which basically was like Photoshop editing, graphics, 3D graphics, video editing. Yeah. So, and I got certified to teach Photoshop through that program. That was years ago, though, so I'd have to get recertified again if I wanted to do that. I don't know why you need certifications for Photoshop, but apparently that's a thing that you can do. So for a few years, I was Photoshop certified. That was a long time ago. But I love Photoshop. I use it for everything. I've done tons of stuff with it: motion graphics, animations. I did the Siltstone animatic in it. I used it all through my college career, and now I just draw on it now. I just use it for a sketch pad. Unleash Ron Swanson. Exactly. Yeah. Gonna bust out that. I'm a when it comes to craftsmanship, it's I want it to function, and I don't care what it looks like. So I'm pretty rustic when it comes to woodworking. But it'll hopefully be nice. That's what I should have got myself for my birthday. I should have gotten a new wood plane. How old am I now? When you're a kid, you're like, oh, I got socks. And then when you're older, it's like, I need to buy more tools. That would be amazing. Oh, I bought myself a new drill a few months ago, and I was way excited for that. So I gotta use it. Gotta use it today. How do you make a birthday hat, and not just a dunce hat or a wizard hat? Does he need the string? I think he needs the string. You know what? Why didn't that play the animation? Or I guess, does OBS not do that? I don't have, that's why. Never mind. I need to figure out how to get... I'm going to stop that thought. I don't know if Streamlabs will work for YouTube. I think it does, but you have to pay, like, you have to pay for their membership to use it on 2 different platforms. But I don't know if that... I don't know if it even actually works on YouTube the way it does on Twitch. Because, like, I don't have any like, Steam bot or anything on YouTube. If anybody has experience with that, let me know. Yeah, we got some people in here. I love it. Everybody feel free to draw. If you have questions, let me know. I'll get this out of the way so people can see everybody's cool artwork. Cool. I'm gonna put that. Decided to start a. I almost said start a GoFundMe. Start a funding goal for the new equipment for my office. I think if I can get a new tablet, then I might that might be the Kickstarter to get me out of this spot. So I will put the money that I got today for sweet birthday money towards that, and we'll see if we can get a new tablet soon. That would be pretty dope. New tablet and a new chair. That's what the money is set up for. Because I don't want to move to an office and not have a new chair. Because this chair is super bad. Okay, nope, I figured it out. I know how to make rugby look like it's a birthday rugby. Just gonna have his face stuffed with cake. What if he's like sitting in a cake? That would be pretty funny. Just like eating the whole cake. I do want to thank everybody for supporting me over this last year. I think birthdays should be a lot about celebrating the previous year, and I'm a big fan of like giving to people on my birthday. So I haven't yet figured out what to do with that yet, but I'll figure something out. Maybe we'll draw somebody's character or something for him while we're on stream. Yeah, here we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, thank you, Barney. I appreciate that. I'll put that towards the fun too. I'll write down the amount I get today. We'll do that. No problems. No problems. Would Rugby have his ears up if he's eating cake? I feel like that might be like a moment. Ooh, there we go. Okay, I think I finally got my my pen set in. Sometimes it takes a little while. That feels about right. I think we're gonna do it. We're just gonna like put him in a birthday cake. Just like sitting right in the middle of it. We'll put some. Yeah, we'll put some teeth marks like chomped out of the side here. It's gonna look like a block of cheese, but that's alright. Just eating his way into a cake. Maybe the candle lit his hat on fire. Maybe that's what's going on up here. Rugby, I think Rugby would be the one that like would bring the cake. Rugby would be really excited to celebrate everybody's birthday. I suppose eventually, if this channel keeps going, which I want it to, hopefully. Dumb ways to what? Oh, dumb ways to die. Accidentally lit yourself on fire with a birthday cake. I suppose that would not be a good way to go. I feel like, unfortunately, like the birthday of this channel, which to be fair, like I'm not actually sure when that was, because I set the channel up and I started posting videos just kind of like, I'm gonna put art over here and not worry about it. Like it's just a place to drop stuff. But like the first time I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this a D&D channel. I think it was January 1st. I posted a video about starting my new sketch diary because I had missed a whole bunch of days. No, that might not even have been that might have been the first time I posted the videos, but I think the birthday for this channel would technically be like January 1st or something. Which is like, oh great, Happy New Year, also happy birthday, I guess. That doesn't seem right. Now I have the Portal version of that song stuck in my head. Oh. That's a pretty good one. Let's take a look. Let's see when the birthday for the channel is. First video I ever posted for the channel. September 30th, 2016 was the first time I ever uploaded anything, and it was just it was an Overwatch Diva character sketch. It's 3 minutes long. And then I didn't post a lot of anything until adding color to Grace. I had some tutorial stuff. Fill the sketchbook. Dead Cell speed painting. That was a lot of fun. Daily art. January 12th, 2019. That's pretty funny. There was one of those. I made one daily art video. So it should just say day art video. That's funny. The very first half-orc grandmother was January 16th. So maybe Rugby's birthday is January 16th, or we could find the live stream show that he came from, and maybe we just make that his birthday. What did we do? Now I'm just like, what's the term? Like waxing nostalgia or something? Nope, I didn't post anything last year. Last year I think we did a birthday stream. Oh, the Goliath video came out last March 15th. That's probably the closest one, so that's pretty good. Ooh, man. That's way too close for what I remember. Bugbears was the other one. No, Kobolds. Oh, there you go, Kobolds. That was the other close one. So Kobolds and Goliaths are apparently my birthday videos. This year it's going to be... ooh, it's a secret. I don't know if I can tell people what the next video is going to be. I don't have a clue of what I'm doing. Rugby brings 2 cakes, one for everyone else, and a very small one for himself, so he can have the whole cake. Tixel, that sounds about right. Tinsel? Tinsel. I think it's tinsel. I'm going to say it that way. What kind of cake do goblins like? Like, does it have pickles on it? It's a pickle cake? Is it made of people? I don't know. It's a manwich cake. Like, wait, like manwich the sandwich, or like the goblin's just sitting there looking at you? It's like, don't like it. I feel like they go 2 ways. Eat everything. Oh, eat anything. He's got that, like, huge sugar coma eyeball. Or the sweetest thing possible. It's just like a bag of sugar. It's a bag of sugar with a candle stuck in it. Sugar. There used to be... I have a funny story. When I was really young, I used to work in a kitchen. It's a little old Italian restaurant. And I always thought it was really, really weird that one of the cooks always had this romance novel, like, with him on the shelf. And and so I was like, one day I was just like, why do you have that? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, why do you have that with you? And he's like looking at me like I'm an idiot. And he grabbed it and threw it at me. And it was not a book. It was a box of sugar. And I kid you not, it was called Sugar in the Raw. But then it was like a sunset and like over the ocean, and I swear for the longest time I thought it was some kind of weird romance novel, and then and it was just a box of organic sugar. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Then I felt real stupid from that day on, and every time I see a box of Sugar in the Raw, I think of that, and I don't know why I just thought of that story, but bag of sugar. That's my fun, embarrassing birthday story for you. And if you missed it, too bad. Sugar in the Raw. I think his cheeks need to be bigger. He needs to be like really, really mowing down on this cake. Let's just make everything bigger. Let's do that. Organic cane sugar, that's what it was. I can't hang out indoors today. Happy birthday. Hope you have an awesome day. Hope to catch you guys later. Yeah, do it. If it's your internet, I hope your internet figures itself out. Hope you're feeling good. Have a wonderful day. We'll hang out another time. We have the sugar in the raw in the staff kitchen where I work. Yeah, like just passing glance by it sometime. Tell me if it still has the the weird looking cover. It's not a cover, it's a box. But it looks like a book cover to me. Looks like a book cover. Plus, it was always just really funny to think of this. The chef was this kind of like really old. No, he wasn't really old, but he was older and just kind of like a really big dude. And I just thought it was funny that he was reading romance novels at work, and I was like, oh, I kind of like my story better. Now I'm disillusioned. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that the other day. I throw everything in the kitchen. Like, the cover's now dark brown with a packet falling out of a bag of sugar. Interesting. I'll have to look that up sometime. That I think most people at their normal work days don't toss things about. But like, even when I'm working, if I have like a spatula in one hand and I need to do something else, I'll throw it into my other hand. It's like you could just move it, but like, no, I'll throw it and catch it and then start doing something and then throw it back. It's like, why do I do this? I don't understand what's happening. And so I asked Jumper, I'm like, during your day, how often do you throw things? She just looked at me like, never. And I was like, okay, all right, great. I think it's just part of working in the kitchen. Things can be in the air for a very short amount of time. They just can't be on the floor. That's the rule. It's like, I could put this down somewhere, or I could just throw it for a minute. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, I think that's a pretty good birthday rugby. I'm pretty happy with that. Just mowing down on a cake. I'm pretty happy with that one. Maybe I'll turn this into an emote, and then whenever it's someone's birthday on Twitch, I'll just send them the rugby cake. Welcome, welcome. Pretty good. Ace, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Just like a branding on it. No sun, no sweet century. Get hit by no sweet scenery. Get hit by bummer. I'm sad now. I'm sad that they got rid of my seductive sugar box. And it didn't have like Fabio on the front or anything. Now I feel silly, but it definitely looked like something you'd pick up from the store. Yeah. As someone who worked in the kitchen before, can't confirm throwing things is just more fun. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about hibachi grills. Like, they professionally, yeah. Professionally throwing things at customers. That's where it's at. It really does look like he has a wizard hat on. I don't know what to do. How do I make it more of a birthday hat? Oh, right. Yep, I forgot the string. There we go. Yep, that did it. It's a birthday hat now. Give him some little like nom 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 nom. Nice. Kobold dooting the birthday. Okay. All right, we got some new characters for tonight, I think. I don't know what we need. Bernie, did I ever get a picture for your character? I think I did, right? Yeah. Okay. That's the one in the Discord you sent me. I will get a token made up for that. Ricky Tick. Okay. Let's see what the other one is. You guys will get a sneak peek. Well, I'm just gonna check the D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond. Hashtag not sponsored. Use this campaign. I assume this is... Jump Rope comes up with names that I can never pronounce. I mean, maybe. Half the fun for me is to make names that are, like, super easy to pronounce. Like, not like Steve. I was thinking more like Flamebow the Fire Goblin. Yeah, I make a lot of pun names. I do make a lot of pun names. Oh no, I can tell by the way this name is that Jump Rope's gonna have a snooty, upstanding voice for this. It's just a try. Okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm down for this. I don't know if Sierra has a character sketch done yet or not, so we might have to do one for her as well. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. It looks really cool. They had, what, owls and... What were the other ones? Rabbit folk. Okay. I've actually had a few people talking about that. Yeah, I think Bri shared it with us yesterday. But yeah, I've had a few people on the Discord, on YouTube, asking me about, like, hey, can you make a rabbit race? And it's like, I could, I guess. I just never kind of got around to it. Before I started the YouTube channel, and one of the first videos I did was actually for a friend of mine was trying to start a new series for a game or a book, and part of his design process was these, like, basically rabbit folk that populated his universe. And so I did a whole bunch of sketches for that, and I don't know if I ever put those up on YouTube or not. But the Final Fantasy rabbit girls that are just like, oh yeah, they have rabbit ears, and then, you know, BDSM gear, and then just like psycho feet. Like, I don't understand why they did that. Yeah, and so, like, instead of having the big rabbit feet you would think of, like, this is what their feet look like. Like, it just goes right into their ankle. And it's just like, it's like a knife. And I'm like, all right, that's terrifying. It's like, so they have high heels? It's like, no. I mean, go check it out. I mean, it's almost like, I'm trying to think of what I'm thinking of. Like the way Powerpuff Girls would draw high heels. That's kind of the way I can think about it. It's like, it's terrifying. It's almost like a hoof. Yeah. So, what are those called? It starts with a V, I think, right? The Vera? Okay, that sounds about right. Something like that, yeah. It's not a bad design. I mean, it's but it is just sexy bunny lady. Playboy bunny. Final Fantasy, what are you doing? Oh yeah, the Mithra are definitely just... what is it? A bunch of my friends play Mithras, but they're all dudes, and so it's called a Manthra. if you're a male character playing a Mithra, I always thought that was really funny. Are you a Mithra or a Manthra? You don't know. Dang! Stop sexualizing my character. Yeah, I don't know why that's... I mean, it could be... I'm trying to think of, like, Final Fantasy IX. I think Freya was the Dragoon character. Was she... What race was she? Was she a... I think she was, but they looked like this in that game. And I just remember them having, like, really weird pointy legs, too. But everyone in that game kind of had, like, you know... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does she? I'll just look that up. Yeah, she does. She's got like big bunny feet. She does have big bunny feet. That makes way more sense to me than what they have in. Oh, she didn't have bunny ears though. She had the big dragon ears. She has a rat tail. Yeah, she might have been a rat. Let me look that up. All right, thanks for hanging out. She's a rat folk. Okay. Rat dragon. All right. She's a kobold. That's great. That's a good call. Someone's talking real quiet. Hold on a second. Let me look here. Go ahead. Gotcha. Yeah. Did you post that on Discord or was that on YouTube video? Because I do remember reading something like that. You might have done both. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Ah! So I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I was gonna say there are lots of fluffy predators. I've made this nose too low again. Faces. I draw hands okay. I'm really comfortable drawing like upper body. I spent a lot of time learning like muscle structure for arms and shoulders. And then like the further you get away from the core, it just gets worse and worse and worse for me. So it's just more practice required. Yeah. Yeah. I think part of the problem that people have is they like say with what you're saying. I think that's good. Like, yeah, specializing and practicing one is fine. The problem is, like, the more you draw something, you kind of, I don't want to say you forget how to draw other things, but you just get used to drawing that. And so part of the problem with like faces is I spent the last little bit doing lots of non-humanoid characters, like for commissions and stuff. And so I did like 4 month stint of drawing animals and creatures, and then I come back and it's like I've completely forgotten how to draw the human face. And so it's one of those things where you have to practice it, and the more you practice kind of one thing, you're going to get more comfortable doing that, and everything else is going to kind of not be as comfortable. Which is why reference is super important. Because if I have a reference of a face, like it's like, oh yeah, got it, good to go. But I'm just so used to wanting to do something that's, you know, less human now that it doesn't feel quite right, and I have to kind of reteach myself. And that's kind of just how art goes. So sure. Yeah, and that's totally fine. Yeah. Yeah, drawing drawing people from different ethnicities than you're used to drawing can be really difficult and kind of scary at times, because it's like, you know, you don't want to make it like, yeah, caricature. Um, yeah, I think the other thing that we get used to is like drawing yourself, kind of, because while yes, there are people around you that you get comfortable with and you see all the time. The only person that you can actually like stop and stare at on a normal basis is like either either someone you're married to or yourself. Like, those are the two people that you can just, like, stare at and study without someone being like, what the hell are you doing? So, and that's where, yeah, and so I have kind of a tiny nose. Like, just, I feel like that's one of my insecurities, is like, oh, I got a tiny nose. And when I draw people, I think I try to compensate for that by making their noses way too big. And it's like, that's not what people look like. Dang it. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I just closed the YouTube chat. I'm sorry. Jordan, happy birthday. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I don't have a present for you. That's all right. I'm just some rando. That's totally fine. The birthday wishes are much appreciated. I also appreciate the excessive use of emojis. Well, it's not excessive. It's a very good use of emojis, so well done. A classic amount of emojis. Yeah, so I think that's basically what it sounds like to me. And this isn't like, I don't want to make this sound like, oh, here's the advice that makes it better. Just like, this isn't a critique. It sounds like you could use a lot more reference drawing is where you're at. And that's a great place to be. Because when you're comfortable enough with your art that you can, like, really just start diving in with reference and start coming up with stuff, like, that's when you're past the fundamental stage. And I think that's a great place to be. So if you are having those insecurities about, like, trying to draw specific people or people of specific ethnicities, or just trying to change or broaden your scope, yeah, that's reference time. Like, that's perfect, and I think that's awesome. So I need to get another book of faces. I talked to Drew about that last week, because, like, oh man, eyebrows are just making me so mad. I just can't draw eyebrows anymore. Yeah. Yep. Yep, I know exactly that feeling. Yeah, I had a... Go ahead. Go for it. Go for it. Is it me, or would William Dafoe make, like, the perfect drow? I think William Dafoe. Yeah. He was an amazing Green Goblin. He made 3 Spy Kid movies? There's 4. I did not know this. Rabbits are terrifying. I'm just going to put that out there. They're tiny horses. Like, people don't believe me, but rabbits are tiny horses when you just look at them from the inside. That's such a horrible way to say it. You got horse. You got rabbits. They're like, what if we took the horse and just like smushed it? there's a function in Photoshop where it's called bubbling in Liquify, where you just bubble out, like you just start here and you just mush everything out. Oh look, it's a rabbit. Freaking terrifying. Is it all the races so powerful together that they don't need classes? With the bump? What are we talking about? What did I miss? Oh, did you just post? If you posted something in Discord, it made them only downloadable. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah. I'm going to delete those real quick. This face needs to be more elongated. Oh yeah, rabbits are fine. I had a friend with some rabbits that just like free range lived in their house or their apartment. It was pretty fun. You'd just be watching a movie and then a rabbit would just be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "Okay." How's it going? What's happening here? Oh, that'll happen to non-domesticated rabbits too. So you're saying about like the difference between a rabbit and a bunny, right? Like rabbits can get real big. My cousin had a rabbit that just tried to hump their cat all the time. What's that? Yep, that is a very... Oops. That's a huge pig now. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, I did that the other day. We went on. I went on Twitch and I showed everybody my sketchbooks from the last year. And oh boy, some of it was really good and some of it was terrible. I removed that video from the Twitch stream, by the way. So if you weren't there, you missed it. It's all right. No, that's okay. You know, it was a special episode for those who could make it. So I don't know why I'm doing the bun. Hey, it's all the race. Hold on a second. Let me read this real quick. Hey, is all the race so powerful together that they just don't need classes? Like, have you ever made a mogul that had every race ability? Uh, a mongrel that had every race ability. Yes and no. So with like monsters, I specifically talked about this yesterday, with like red caps and trolls and basically if you're giving someone monster levels, that's what it is. Like, so they're taking 10 levels. If something's a CR5, they have like 7 levels of bullet, right? Like, and that's one way you can build your characters out. Instead of having to like start at level 0, you can just take a monster out of the monster manual, look at its levels, and be like, okay, you start at level 6 of this level 6 polar bear, and then you start adding class levels on top of it. That's one really easy way to balance out creating monstrous races. And some things like the Drow Nobles, that's kind of what they do in Pathfinder, is if you want to be a Drow Noble, you basically roll a level 1 Drow, and then you take feats that unlock the upper level spells that you would take. So you're gaining all of the spell abilities and racial abilities that a Drow Noble has through leveling and taking those feats specifically. So having every race ability, no, I wouldn't allow that, because basically how that works is when you, especially if you do a half race, so like bunny folk, you can choose some of the stats that a rabbit would have and some of the stats that a human would have, but you wouldn't get all of them from both. You have to you basically pick and choose them. Pathfinder and 3.5 have a race point system, so you can kind of figure that out. And then you have to choose the classes, and that's why kobolds are so weak, because they are specifically a low RP point value, versus Drow, which are very high monstrous level RP value. Things like I talk about that as well in the Trox video. So if you want to go check out the Trox video, I explain that a little more. And that's basically talking about if you're going to play a Trox, you either have to your DM has to know that you're playing a character that basically has 30 RP, whereas a human would have 10. So you are just inherently more powerful when you start the game. Or you can start as an on-keg or a Trox at level 3 and have all of those abilities set up for you. So that's some different ways to think about it. Sorry, go ahead and what were you saying? I am so sorry. I needed to address that because Jordan kept asking about it, and I was like, I need to talk about this before I forget. Gotcha. Oh yeah, the Pathfinder art. They're different artists. Like that's part of it. I think you're just talking about Instagram models that Photoshop all their stuff. Yeah, they're all fake. Just nothing but fae and vampires, just like getting their attention. Yep. Yep. Check out American Gods. American Gods talks about that. Who else talks about it? Some of the Dresden books kind of talk about that, but not really. That's a lot of forehead here. I mean, the old Pathfinder 1 kobolds look pretty dumpy to me because I like that they were kind of lizard folkish. Like they have a lot more scales, but then like they're just kind of noodly. And then second edition kobolds took a completely different direction, and I think they're amazing. I think they're so funny. They're so funny looking. I love it. Yep. So good. Yep. No. And so there's yeah, I think the two things to remember with one, the artwork is done by a lot of different people. So like there's definitely like a way they, yeah, it varies from book to book. But also like the lore varies from writing to writing. So like just look at furbolgs. You know, the furbolgs of the first edition were just big giants. They were just fey giants, and they looked like every other giant, which was just giant Vikings. And then throughout the years, they decided, you know, maybe this variant, this time that we're talking about furbolgs, they are very fey, and they're different. They're going to look different. Same thing with tieflings. Like tieflings have looked different throughout the years. Yeah, I'm a big not fan of that. I totally get why they did it. But I preach it to the choir. Yeah, that's the thing that made me angry about like furbolgs in D&D is like they do the same thing with small creatures. Like, oh, they're 2 to 4.5 feet tall, and it's like a 4.5 foot tall creature would technically be like the smallest medium sized creature. And then if the so they're just like having the general space be that, and so they'll do the same thing with furbolgs. They're like, oh, they can be up to 12.5 feet tall, still medium. It's like bull crap. If you're 12 feet tall, like that's a 15-foot reach almost with a weapon. Like that should definitely be a large sized creature. That's so good, Corvus. Yeah, it's huge. In other news, I found out that the King of Hell is actually a giant snake that helps make the universe as we know it in D&D. What? Yeah, I don't know where you got that from. Yeah, Jordan, I have no idea what any of that means. RP role play value. Yeah, no, RP stands for it's race points is what it's I think classified as. And the way it works in the books is you basically decide this is for creating custom races is why it has the RP values. And so I think humans have an RP value of like 8 to 12. Kobolds have like I think it's 4. But then certain things are worth, like sunlight sensitivity is worth negative points. So you can that's why a lot of the books are balanced out. So humans have X amount of languages. They have +2 to any stat, which takes a certain amount of points. They have how many feats they get are extra points, and then if they have any drawbacks, like kobolds having dark vision is like +5 points, but then they have sunlight sensitivity, and that's -5 points. So that's why they're still like it balances out. So they basically quantified all of those different numbers so that you could create your own races and still have them be balanced compared to the things that you're basing them off of. Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people upset about Tasha's because they're like, "Oh, you're making everything too similar. You're making it all like too overpowered." And that's absolutely true. If you let people pick and choose, there's always going to be min maxers. But the thing is, the way Tasha's is set up now is how I've always played the game. And it's like it's not a new system. It's just Tasha's 5th edition specifically narrowed the field, which is why everything's medium. Lots of things have dark vision because they're like, we don't need to worry about low light vision or blind sense. Like everything is either has dark vision, doesn't have dark vision, and we're gonna go with that. And then making everything medium also made it a lot simpler. But the reason that they didn't put any of that in the book, because they didn't put any of the extra stuff in the book that's in 3.5, because they wanted to simplify it. And so, but the problem was when they simplified it, now all the people that are either coming to D&D as their first, or 5th edition as their first D&D experience, or people that are very like by the book rule set, are seeing it and thinking like, you can't do any of that, you can't change anything, it doesn't say that in the book, so you can't fiddle. Like you can't say, hey, you know, my dwarf was raised by orcs, can I get part of that like orc passive for being really aggressive? Like, is that something I would have learned while you were there? And as a DM, I'd be like, hell yeah, that's great, that's fine. You probably lose your dwarven, you know, whatever you would have that a dwarf would have for growing up around dwarves. And yeah. See, and I don't even think that doesn't even have to be the folk hero feat. I think what you just described is just a character's background. And so when you look at things like humans can learn these spells and abilities, or these languages, like a human can learn one of these bonus languages when they start the game. If as a DM someone sits down and says like, well, my character was raised in one of the 7 hells, shouldn't I know Abyssal? And it's like, yeah, that replaces that. That's it. Like you don't have to go like very far to replace those things. The only problem is with 3rd edition and Pathfinder, they're all quantified and they're all numbered. So it's like there's a lot of math, and D&D was like, let's not deal with that. Here's the quick and easy dirty rule set, and people can figure it out from there. The problem is a lot of people couldn't. A lot of people didn't want to try to figure it out, and especially with what's it called? The one where you go and you play at the bookstore, Adventure League. Adventure League is raw, is rules as written. And so people were like, well, I can't do any of this stuff. I can't make my character more flavorful. So Tasha's really was hey, it's okay to, you know, be creative. It's okay to change some things within reason. And it just has to be part of the conversation. So Tasha's, to me, didn't change anything. That's already how I've played D&D for, 10 years. Another Mr. Rex video. Yeah. Basically, all Tasha said was, it's officially you can homebrew stuff. And it's like, what? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that goes back to the min-maxing. Like, at some point, if you really want to min-max something, like, if your DM's like, yeah, go ahead and have every single feat that these races would have, it's like, that's not the book's fault. That's your fault. It's like, you can't stop that. People are going to do that regardless. So, for all the people out there that want to min-max super hard, like, it's okay to have weak characters. And that's the problem, is that like kobolds being a weak race, that's not true for all kobolds. That's just the baseline, like, right? It's like, it's a generalization of the person that wrote the book about kobolds at the time. Yeah, Volo. Yeah. See, I disagree with that. I think that would be totally fine because, and I'm not like challenging you. I think what you're saying is fine. If you wanted to argue that your kobold is beefy and doesn't have the negative, great. Like if you're a lumberjack kobold, that sounds fine. It's like I shouldn't have the negatives of strength because I've spent my whole life strength training. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. You should take a negative in something else though, just to balance it out. Yeah. Yep. Well, then that doesn't matter. That's still min-maxing. That's still min-maxing. So much for that equipment. Anyone try to be a blacksmith with Tasha's room knight? I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's, for the most part, I just want to finish up the kobold argument. Like, if you really want to roll Tasha's and you're like, kobold should be stronger, it's like, that's fine. Like, I don't think all kobolds should. And if the kobold lore is that they are, tiny secluded creatures hiding in caves, like Volo describes them as, that are very cunning and tricksy, that's a great place to start building generic kobolds. But as soon as you have a character roll a character sheet, like, all that goes out the window. If that's where they came from, yeah, they should have a -4 to strength because they never had the opportunity to get super beefy. But they can still roll really high. Yeah. Dragon Rock kobolds do seem cool. Dragon Rock kobolds. Yeah, it's. Go ahead, Sarah. What's up? Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate the happy birthdays. Didn't see something with the bar up. Oh yeah. Uh oh, did you support something to the fund? Because I can write it down. Because that's on Twitch. Okay, I will take a look. That's totally fine. That's the point of the fundraiser, anyways. It's like I want to get a new tablet, and it's all going in there. I'll put it all in there. It'll be great. And then that will be my thing. So I will check that. I probably got an email. Let's find out. Notification. Yeah, thank you. I will put that on the list. Thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate that. Happy birthday to me. Nice. That's exciting. What was that? I saw a meme last night. There was it was the little dude like holding the big balloon thing or whatever, and it's like me, and then the balloon said spending my money on or saving my money for life events, and then the next one said like Kickstarters, and it started like hugging the guy, and I was like, oh man, I totally know how that feels. Don't spend all your money in one place, except if it's on me, and then it's totally fine. Everybody spend all your money on me. Yeah. Yeah, part of the problem with that, with the monster races specifically, and once again, thank you, Sarah. I really do appreciate that. So, no. I do it all the time. I freaking love it. Yep. So that, wait, I hope one day I'm able to play a devious My Female Dwarven Blacksmith. Get to play. Oh, the name is Devious. Got it. Yeah, I've had a blacksmith character before that I made for us, like a NPC that kind of ran through a bunch of different campaigns, and he might show up in some of the new campaigns as well. But yeah, that was really fun. I didn't use the Rune Knight though. This is for Pathfinder. Anyways, to what you were saying, and then we probably need to change the subject of building characters, but the problem with what 5th edition did is, since they kind of removed the large players, an orc is going to be much weaker than a half orc, because, and especially in older editions, like half orcs got the orc stuff and the human stuff. Like that's not how that should work. Whereas the orcs, because they've lost their large size, which would normally give them reach and give them a strength bonus, and possibly natural armor, they lost all of those bonuses just because they're like, oh, if it's a playable race, it has to be medium, and it's like, then they need like a +4 to strength. Like you have to do that to make it up, and they don't drop it that way. So that's, I think 5th edition is struggling from kind of like all of it. There's no reason not to play the half races, and 3rd edition was like that too, because of just how they balanced it. Which is why I'm such a big proponent for, like, monster races should be just scary. Like, they should be really powerful. And yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm excited. We're getting close to that goal. That's good. Now I can't stop thinking about setting up the office. I mean, I'm not like super close, but like I'm much closer than I was yesterday, and that makes me happy. I'm thinking about stuff. Oh, it's a lot. I'm not gonna. You guys will see it next time I'm on Twitch. I'll post it. It's a lot. It's yeah. But I don't know if you were around earlier when I said that Ace posted that Clip Studio Paint went on sale today, and I was just like, that's it, and I bought it for myself for my birthday. So that's like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Why not? There's like $25, I think, for a full drawing suite. Why not? We'll give it a go. Yeah. Yeah, one of my... yeah, I got Pro. The X1 looks like it's just a lot of extra functionality for stuff I don't do. So, which is... I don't make comics, yeah. There's a pretty good... what was the other thing I used there? Corel Painter? I used Painter for a while. When I had like a 3-month trial of it, and I really liked it. But then they were like, okay, it's $180. And I was like, no, thank you. I just kind of walked away from it. That's too much money. Yeah, I really like Photoshop. And Aggie's doing really well. So, but one of my hesitations from buying a new computer is that I would then have 3 computers, and I only have 2 licenses of Photoshop. And I was like, ooh. So maybe I think if I upgrade, because that's the plan with that fund, is that I'm going to try to upgrade to an actual Cintiq peripheral instead of and then I'll put Painter or whatever it was I just bought on my companion, and then that way it still has a functioning offline art program, and I don't have to resubscribe to Photoshop. So win-win. Man, I love the Adobe Suite so much. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, when they auto update sometimes, I've turned off most of it, but every now and again it'll be like, hey, and I'll have 2 or 3 versions of Photoshop on my computer all of a sudden. It's like, wait, what? What happened? And like, this one works, this one doesn't. It's like, then why did you install it? Like, get out of here. Damn autocorrect. Devon. Okay. I don't know. Devious is a pretty good name for a female dwarf. I'm a big fan of that. Oh, hasn't it always been like that? Oh no, they used to have a raster line tool. You're right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. What was the other thing they did? They added the one of the newer versions they removed because of I think it was a driver issue. They made it so that I could no longer scrubby zoom. They're like, we updated, so you have to have this card to be able to scrubby zoom. I'm like, well, I'm just not going to use that version of Photoshop ever. But they also added the symmetry tool to it, and so I was like, all right, crap. So I have to use this one so that I have symmetry, but I can't zoom, and then I have to put it back in the other program so I can actually functionally use it. And I have to transfer between the two whenever I want to use the symmetry modifier. So frustrating. So frustrating, Photoshop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, seriously. Okay, this face doesn't look like a face. Let's flip it. Yeah, it's a little weird. What have I done here? Welcome to my birthday stream where I try to draw faces for like an hour. I've been drawing for like 2 hours trying to get this face. I mean, that's kind of the problem, is that I tried to draw a skull first. And it didn't turn out so good. Nose. Birthday skull, there we go. Did you miss the rugby? The birthday rugby? It's pretty great. I think Burning drew a pretty good one too. We had a couple. They're all pretty good. They're all pretty good. Okay, so the eyes are going down, which is weird. The nose is going down, which is weird. All of this basically just needs to go. The eyes need to be right on the ear line. That's good. So we'll do that. Sierra, do you have a character sketch up for your character? Just totally forgot how to draw. I feel that. Drawing broken. Can't do. I watched Jazza paint with oil pastels or oil sticks, and I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. And I was like, I do not need to try to learn oil right now. Like, that's the last thing I need in my life, because I can't draw right now, let alone freaking pick up a new medium. It's like, that would be really fun to like start doing painting again. But it's just like, I was watching it and I was like, yeah, and I was like, learn how to draw faces, and then we'll start working in permanent mediums instead of digital mediums. Yeah, I always see him at like Michael's or Joanne Fabrics, and it's like, that could be really fun. Maybe I should try that. It's like, stop it. just stop it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Got to do outside paintings. Yeah. Maybe I could convert my wood shop to to a studio and do it out there. It'd be so cold. So cold. Let's see how this works. I had a moment and I was thinking about my office again because everyone was giving me crap yesterday for not setting up my office for the last year. And I was like, maybe I don't need to put my office in like across the house. Maybe I just need to put it like in the adjacent room. That could be interesting. So now I gotta rethink my whole strategy again, which is kind of the way my life works, I guess. Wait. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was working from home, I had a big computer from the university when I still worked for the university, and so I put that in our spare bedroom, and I just worked in there. And then that computer exploded, so I had to start working from my personal computer for a while. And then I just never went back to the office. I just never went back to that room, and it's still just like half set up. It's like, well, now everything's out here. So it's weird. It's weird how you just kind of get comfortable doing, like, working in the same place. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. Got some things going here. That's a better face. It's a little more cartoony, but I think that's a better face. Yep. Is it weird that I just drew my own reference for skull proportions? That feels really strange to me. It feels really strange. Okay, good. Okay, good. How did you draw this? Well, first I drew this, and then I erased a bunch of it. Now I have a circle. Okay, let's paint this real quick. And then we'll start working on Sierra's character. I need to redraw. It's a secret. No one will know. This is Jump Rope's character. I've been drawing a lot of Jump Rope's characters lately. But I suppose so. Every year on my birthday, I'll draw one of Jump Rope's characters. Make it a I like to give people stuff on my birthday. It's more fun. I haven't made the cake yet. I had to go buy more stuff this morning. So I forgot about it. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. It looks like I see that it's a cake. I like that he's got the little like thing in his mouth. For some reason, when I first saw that, I thought he was like in a giant bowl of spaghetti, or like it had little chopsticks in it or something. And I was like, yes, that was awesome, because he's got the ribbons all over his face. I thought that was really funny. It is. It's really cute. I dig it. I was gonna make a German chocolate cake, but then I realized how much work that is, and I might not make that. I might just make an angel food cake. So, I'd rather play D&D. I think that's more fun. D&D. That is way too blue. I think this should be red and purple. Way too much saturation. Way too much. Luke, welcome. Congrats. Thank you very much. Yep. That's a good way to think about it. I've been around the sun a few times. I have driven my truck the distance to the moon. That's pretty impressive. Forever, yeah. No, I've owned that truck pretty much the whole life of itself. Yeah, when I worked at the university and I lived here for the first 3 or 4 months of living in, I had to drive to. It was a 10-hour drive one direction, and I would do that once or twice a week, and then I would stay there and then I would drive back. So, yeah, I used to put a lot of hours on that, which it is what it is. But yeah, so lots of distances, a lot of space-time consumed. Is that werewolf or push the button? Okay. That's awesome. Gotcha. Oh, that's interesting. Draw human activity. I'm listening to human music, doing very human things. Draw a dance move. That's funny. That's really funny. Mm-hmm. Man, that sounds pretty good, actually. It sounds like a good variation of Among Us. Sierra, what is your character again? Or do you not want to talk about it? It's just burning. I am going to draw it, though, is the thing. Unless burning's drawing. Okay. It's like, I guess I don't know what they look like is the big thing. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, so what base race did you decide to go with? Or have you still not yet? Nobody look at me. What do you look like? You don't know. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That feels very like classic D&D tiefling to me. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. That works. That works. I think that's going to be fun. Kind of purple. Purpley dark. Yeah, dark. I would say more blue than not. I guess is the way I would say it. Definitely hues of blue and purple. Rude. Yeah. And that's kind of the fun thing about D&D is like I've had people like, what does your character look like? I'm like, tall. It's like, and and then like looking at that was really funny with Jonas when they were trying to figure out what like is Gerna a girl? It's like, are you gonna check? Like, what's your plan? What's your plan of attack? Gerna can tell you whatever the hell Gerna wants. I know, but I'm not gonna tell. And that's only half true. I know what Jonas told me. He could have been lying. Kind of go back around the head. Okay. So we'll do something like this. I'm going to go like a little more wrapped. Instead of like the traditional demonic horns, goat horns, I'm just going to go like a weird. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's like, wait a minute. What happened to your horns? What are you talking about? Like, didn't you have horns? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. What do we think? Eyebrows. Yeah, we'll do eyebrows. That's fine. We'll just go. That's not true. If you find a Gripply with eyebrows, probably. What's that saying? If you meet the Buddha on the path, kill him. It's like, yeah, if you meet a Gripply with eyebrows, just something's wrong. Something bad is happening. I suppose a Gripply could tattoo their eyebrows. I don't see why not. But would they? Yeah, because like the way Gripplies are, you have like the frog head and their eyes, and then they just have like just little eyebrows. Maybe they have eyelashes tattooed on their giant eyelid. Like, hey, how's it going? They call me Smexy Frog. Got the lipstick tattoo too. I'm like, yep, good to go. You typed them to me. You haven't said she. And there you just cut out. Yep, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I do a lot of masked characters, probably because I just don't like drawing faces. But at the same time, like I don't. When I make a character, I don't really care a lot about that. It's like, what's your character look like? It's like, I don't know, some human dude. Like, there's not a huge level of commitment on what I look like until I start playing. Yeah, I sometimes feel like I usually, when I do character art, and that's one of the reasons, like, Jump Rope said, like, you never draw my characters. It's like, I don't draw my characters very often. And if I do, it's because, like, we're playing and I'm thinking about that character, and that's when I start drawing them. So I usually don't draw them until I'm actually, like, just in the game and going for it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah, that's something that's the way we played it is, and this is something I just kind of discovered when we tried it out again on Wednesday. I ran this with Lars and his friend. Even though you're level 0, you're technically level 1. And the reason I'm saying you're level 0 is because I want you to rationalize your spell usage. I want you to rationalize your fighting techniques, right? So if you say up to this point, like, oh, my character was raised in a monastery, he's a cleric, he's very devoted to Bahamut, and then you start playing it, and you're just like, I'm going to pick up this hammer and smash that guy, because turns out I'm super buff. At that point, moving forward, do you want to stick with cleric, or maybe this is the turning point where my character becomes a warrior? So for you jumping in there, you're like, I'm going to be a Drake Warden. I basically don't want you to like pick all your feats and stuff right at the get-go, and then all of a sudden discover like, oh, you don't have a bow. Right? So I want you to build your character into what you want to play. And if that wildly shifts, like, this is the time to do it. So for the first 3 levels, I'm going to be really fluid with you wanting to change things or try different things. Or, like, I took this feat, but, like, I don't really like it now. It's like, that's great. You thought you were doing one thing, but now that this is the first time your character's been in an adventure situation, maybe that's not how they ended up using it. Like, Jonas started with I think everybody on the blue team has switched at least 1 feat out. One thing they started with, because they were just like, you know what, I don't like the way that works, and it's like, cool, you thought that's how it worked, and now today you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna start throwing stuff, because that's what I think my character would be doing from this day forward. He's just gonna throw a lot of stuff, and it's like, awesome, and that's what Jonas did. So yeah, you are what you are. Like, your character class is picked there, but since you are level 0, you do and you don't have all your abilities. If you can justify one of your abilities, bonus. Like, that go with it. Especially with, like, cleric spells. It's like, you know what, I'm going to invoke my deity. I'm going to try to heal this person. It's like, cool. Like, we're going to solidify that then. Like, that's what your character can do. That's awesome. Yeah, because I don't think the Rangers get their pet at level 0, right? They don't get it till, like, level 3. Yeah, so when we get level 3, we'll figure out what to do around there, but it's probably gonna be pretty quick. So I wouldn't. Yeah, you're gonna keep your level. We'll go from there. Okay. What does that do? I actually don't know what that does. I'll have to look it up. Sure. No, I get you. You got some dark past that's following you around. We can definitely make that work. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Right, I forgot about that. That's still one of my favorite abilities for that. I'm being very vague. If you guys want to know what the hell I'm talking about, you're gonna have to watch the game later. Come hang out in the Discord. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the Discord, definitely do that. Sign up for the Patreon. Give me more money. That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I will remember that. Okay. I think I did it. I think I did an okay face. Let's take a look. Nope. I screwed up the lips. I darn screwed up the lips. I might not do the top lip. I might just do the bottom lip. Nope, I just, like I said, if you want to draw while we play, I totally get that. And then if you want to use that, that's fine. I just need a token. So I will use this for the token for today, and you can do whatever you want later. Yeah. Yeah, I like my cruel, right? Like, one of the ones I picked is like, as the disadvantage was, if someone is downed, you have to move to their body. It hasn't come up yet, but it's just like you're gonna go help them as any way you possibly can. I really liked that. I'm like, oh man, I gotta do that. Yeah, I started looking at that, and that's one of the times when I was playing Cruel, and I started like eyeing everybody up. I was trying to figure out what everyone was doing. And I was like, okay, so I think, like, I kind of built my character tanky fighter first, and then I converted to the cleric. And so I was trying to figure out, like, okay, I need to let you be more tanky. And I think if Cruel saw that you were able to do that, he would be less likely to throw himself into lava if he knew that someone else was capable of, you know, defending the party. So it's like okay, great. Oh, what happened to my Instagram post? No, I did not know that. Approach. Did I spell something? Hold on. What are you talking about? Oh, approach with extreme caution? I think I already fixed that. I think that's a... That wasn't... Yeah. No, there's a few... Like, let me see if that's the... You're talking about the wanted poster. I spelled something wrong on the wanted poster. I can double check and see if that's even... I printed off a ton of those every time I was editing them, so I would not be surprised if I already fixed that. But let's take a look. I saw LeVar Burton. He posted the, like, when everyone was freaking out about Dr. Seuss, and he's like, it's fine. I was like, yes, I like you. The Reading Rainbow guy says it's fine, then it's fine. APP or AP? Damn it, it is wrong then. Yep. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna open Photoshop. I'm gonna fix it right now. That's the smart way to do it. Wait a minute. Oh, some of the worst ones when I was doing, like, I've designed quite a few menus. Not like, I haven't built the menus because I'm not a chef, like for the company, or like a head chef. But I've designed the physical menu. And what'll happen is I'll lay everything out, and then I'll, like, especially in InDesign, I'll try to hit, like, Control Z, but I won't. And I'll just hit Z, and then I'll hit X, and I'll try to, like, leave text boxes. And then when I give them the final report, it's like, why are there all these random Z's and T's in there? Because I'm hitting the wrong shortcut. It's just like, it just populates the entire thing with just, like, weird grammatical errors that shouldn't be there. It's like, why is pizza spelled with a Q? And it's like, it's just me being an idiot. That's why. That was a bad story. That was the Dane Cook joke. It's like, you get stuck telling a story. No, I don't think so. JPEG? That's fine. There's going to be a lot of weird stuff coming up. I'm super excited for it. I don't know how far we're going to get today in the campaign itself, because I have the first part set up, and the second part is, like, we could do it, but it's going to be I doubt we'll get there. If we do get there, we'll go. But so there might be a little bit of a setup time if we get super far into it. Yeah, yep, that's totally fine. That really, the reason I asked that just is because of the way that I've set this up. I think jump rope is going to be the. I don't want to say instigator. I'm trying to think of the term. There's a term for, like, someone who knows, right? Someone in the know in the narrative. And then the other person is the person that, like, is being told the story to. Man, I can't think of the terminology for it. It's not the narrator. Basically, because you chose that and not the other option, I would have also made you a character like in the know, and I would have given you a lot of more background information. It's like I can't remember if Nixel was also kidnapped or if Nixel. Gotcha. I think Nixel has a little more information than everyone else does. And if I haven't given it to you yet, well, I will. And you can always ask me. Okay. And I'll let you know, like, if something does pop up, I'll just give you a little heads up. I've done that before, I think. I'll give you a little, like... Alright, well, there's a crooked face. Oh, it's so crooked. I'll fix it in post. Actually, I guess I could just do that now, actually. Sure, why not? Let's do that. I'll be right back. Actually, what time is it? It is 12:30. I could just call it today. I could call it and just go back to Photoshop and fix these up. Might do that. Thanks, everybody, for the birthday wishes. Thanks for hanging out. Listen to me chit-chat with the ghosts on Discord. It's been a pretty awesome year. Yeah, so thank you again for all the support, all the love, hanging out with me in Aggie and on the Discord and in the Photoshop comments, in the YouTube comments. Hopefully we'll have tons of new content coming up this year. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of fun stuff. We do have the wonderful people over at Describe making cool box texts, which we get to check out, and they're supporting the channel as well. So if you want to go check them out, there's a link in the description below, and clicking on that link helps me out a bunch. And checking out, like if you want to get that as a membership, that also helps the channel out a little bit too. So definitely check them out. I'll probably run the roll ad copy there at the end. And we'll catch you next time. So next Monday probably won't be around again. We're going to do a workday Monday, and then Tuesday we'll be back on Twitch. So thanks again. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we will catch you next week. Bye, everybody. Big thank you to all of the great creators over at Describe for helping make this video possible. If you're looking to jump behind the DM screen but are worried about being at a loss for words, then check out Describe.com. Describe offers over 1,400 scenes of places, monsters, and spells, and collections with dozens of new scenes being added daily, just like the box texts from your favorite adventure books, but designed to be read aloud and in your own campaigns. Start the adventure of a lifetime with the help of Describe's finely crafted box text. Spelled DSCRYB. All of the Describe scenes are set in a world of epic fantasy like many of your favorite RPGs. Each scene shows their subjects, whether it be place, monster, or spell, and other observation, by describing the sensory experiences. Scenes also help set the narrative tone and provide a prompt for subsequent actions and role-playing. Visit describe.com/Rookzer0. That's DSCRYB.com/Rookzer0. Use the coupon code Rookzer0 at checkout to get an additional 10% off of your monthly subscription.